People think that a film, a TV series, or even a cartoon is made for pure entertainment. Do you believe that is the sole purpose of cinema? The choice of the topic came out as a result of my passion for films, but above all, to be able to answer this question. Hence, I wanted to compare two different countries, America and China, which only cinema could unite. Cinema was born in a period of great change, dictated by the many advances of man. One of man's greatest desires at that time was to be able to reproduce reality. The cinematograph is the starting point from which cinema has evolved to the present day and was first used by the Lumiere brothers in France and Thomas Edison in America. In China, on the other hand, early cinema was entrusted to foreign initiatives for a long time and was very much linked to the historical theatrical tradition. Only a few years after the invention of the Lumiere brothers, cinema absorbed storytelling and was identified as a storytelling machine, but this has not been foreseen because initially cinema was associated with other factors such as journalism, documentation, and the study of science, but they had never imagined it becoming an entertainment tool in which to tell stories. Hollywood has always been a true entertainment system in which producers, actors, directors, and tradesmen of all kinds contribute to an industry of giant proportions. Hollywood cinema developed a new way of filmmaking based on the primacy of action and dialogue, which is still a key reference point in world cinematography today. The great inventions over the years led to an evolution of cinema in a very short time, making America like a dream factory. China and America have been collaborating and clashing long before their official agreement in 2009. In fact, as early as the 2000s, American cinema discovered China and vice versa. Hollywood films had never had much distribution in China because they told what China did not want to portray. They were considered not good for the people. Initially, China was not a strong country commercially, but since the country opened up more, a strong expansion began. After about 10 years of cooperation between these two great countries, relations began to cool. American films no longer enter China as before. Hollywood has to rethink what films it makes and how it makes them. When relations cooled down, Hollywood decided to reopen the market to foreign product just before the global pandemic, only to unfortunately send it to be destroyed in empty cinemas. America had gone so far as to even think of films for China, putting it ahead of its own domestic market, precisely because it is the most promising and growing market. The impression increasingly strong among American producers and distributors is that Hollywood's efforts over the past 10 years to penetrate the Chinese market through co-production agreements with the local industry have mainly favored the partners from the East, who now possess the necessary technique of know-how to make them threateningly competitive. The Chinese market remains the chimera at the center of Hollywood's interests, which without the union with China remains weak and could become second in world cinema only for a question of box office numbers. In my view, if these two cultures really understood that they need each other, putting aside cultural and historical differences above all, they might be able to create masterpieces and bring cinema back to the richness it once had.